Good morning. This is Pastor Patterson. I'm so happy you tuned in to this broadcast. Today's message is, facts don't faze me. Listen very carefully to this message today, and I trust God will bless you as we challenge the congregation today to not allow messages that come in from the enemy to take you off the path of what God has ordained to happen in your life. And today is also our final message here at Redeemed Community Church on Dawes Road. God has blessed us to move forward into our new temporary home, and we're so excited about that. Enjoy this message and more to come in terms of our new home at a later date. God bless you now.
If you don't get anything out of this message today, you need to understand that odds are against you, but you've got to believe that, number one, let me give you your first point this morning. Greater is He. 1 John 4:4. Greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. I don't care what challenge come your way. I don't care what storm, what roadblocks was set up. All these folks that try to destroy you, they're designed to cause you to turn back. He sent 12 leaders from each tribe to spy out the land. 10 came back and said, we're not able to take this land. Now, God didn't tell them to come back with that type of report. He said, just bring back some fruit so that people will know it's a good place for us to go to. Instead, they sizing up the people. They look at the walls. But the very second verse says in chapter 13, he says, send thou men that they may search the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children. Write this one down. If God said it, come on, you can help me. That settles it. He didn't say it'd be easy, but he said it's yours. The land belongs to you and my children. But you got to be careful who you put up as a leader. Because some folks that want to lead don't have the guts to lead. Don't have the intestinal fortitude. Don't have the strength to deal with hard stuff, hard people, hard places. So not everybody's called to be a leader. But they want the money. Promote me. You put me in leadership position. Then you got folks with attitudes. Oh, that come with the price, baby. That come with that pay raise we gave you. You got to deal with Susan and her 22 personalities. You got to deal with Bobby with his late coming in self. You got to come in Jerome, who just might show. Let me not say Jerome. Y'all may say he's talking about you, Pastor. But I'm trying to use some names to drive the point home that when you get in leadership position, you got to believe that God elevated you to that position. And if God put me here, then God is with me. So watch now. Watch the story. Watch the story. Let me give you 5 facts that they brought back that God didn't tell them to bring back. Fact number 1, we discovered 10 out of 12, a majority said we're not able. Let me tell you this, young people, and even us older folk need to remember this sometime. The majority is not always right. Just because 10 out of 12 said it, that didn't settle the score. But majority will convince others to follow them out of fear. Fact number 1, 10 out of 12 came back with a negative opinion. Fact number 2, verse 28, watch what they say. Nevertheless, the people be strong. Yeah, they're strong. Write that one down. The people are strong. Fact number 3, they came back, they said that the cities are walled. Fact number 4, they said they're very great. But then fact number 5, they came back and said these people are giants. Now, if the leaders bring back such a report, how do you expect the followers to respond? If you're scared, expect the people to become scared. If you don't have guts, expect the people to be gutless.
That's right.
So watch what happened. They brought in this bad report. Verse 32 says they brought up an evil report. And the first thing the folks hollered, take us back to Egypt and let us be slaves. We're not up to the task because 10 of our 12 leaders declared we're not able. A whole lot of folks have you doing stupid things in life because the crowd's doing it. See, I'd rather be a minority. I told the church years ago that I was born a nerd, I lived a nerd, I was happy being a nerd, and then I met Claude. I'm going to blame it on Claude. And then all of a sudden, I started trying some stuff that nerds don't do. But after a while, we all find ourselves and come back to the place where I'm happy being a nerd. I'm happy going to school. I'm happy reading books. I'm happy being at home. I don't need the world. I don't need the club. I don't need to get drunk anymore. I'm done with all that. But that'll come to a point in your life where you become content in who you are. And so these people, God's children, were looking up to their leaders. The question, put a question in your paper this morning. What do you see in your leader? Do you see strength? Do you see determination? Do you see courage? You know, a lot of people say, well, redeemed is catching the blues with the city mobile. But facts don't faze me. That's just part of the process. Yes, sir. And they say in golf, that's par for the course. You got to go through something in order to obtain some great prize. When I was in school, I had to study to get my degree. That's right. I had to study to get my next degree. I had to study to get the next degree. Anything I've ever earned in life came with a price. That's right. And you ought to write that one down. It's a price to be successful. Yes, it is. Well, Pastor, why can't God just clear the enemies out the way? Now, you just might get the big head. All of a sudden, everything you touch turned to gold. And I told folks, I used to believe that until I discovered it was gold plated in some of the stuff I touched. I thought everything I touched came to gold. But let me tell you something. It's not like a good fight, a good football game. I saw some good ones. I mean, all the Alabama fans and all Gus asked Nick was, you got a second, I want to run something by you. That's all he asked him. And he gave me a second and we ran something by him. I know Bama fans, I just got to hit you one more time for the year over. Because Brother Carroll ain't been to church since Bama lost. See, fast didn't fade the Auburn Tigers. See, they didn't see themselves as little bitty grasshoppers in the sight. And there are many other teams. When Buffalo played their first Super Bowl, they played the New York Giants, a makeshift team that shouldn't have even been there. I was so cocky and so sure. I stayed at church all day. I got home in the fourth quarter and discovered we were getting beat. I said, by the Giants. And then we could kick a 47-yard field goal. And we lost. And then we lost the next year. And the next year. And the next year. Pretty soon I needed therapy. Because I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. But you can't assume, Cam Newton told y'all he was going to beat New Orleans last week. And he beat us. You can't assume anything if a man won't back down. That's right. That's right. So those were the 5 facts they brought back. I don't see anywhere in the Word of God that God told them to bring that back to the people. What's the point there? Leaders, parents, mothers, fathers, be careful what information you lay at your child's feet. There's a whole lot of stuff we go through in life. It's not for that child to bear. That child does not need to know all this hell we catching, all the struggles we catching, but you ought to tell them why they can't get those Michael Jordan new pair of shoes, though. Don't just get them because they expect them. Sometimes you have to educate them, but don't put them in the fight with you. But I don't like your daddy. I don't like him either. Watch this. Let me give you the facts that Joshua and Caleb brought back. First of all, he said the land flows with milk and honey. That's enough for me. He said bring the evidence back and give to the people. But watch. Watch verse 30 carefully. And Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we're well able to overcome it. But then those 10 came back in verse 31. No, we can't do that. They're stronger than we just told you. We can't do this. There are a lot of people that will leave you when you got a hard thing going, but they'll come back when the victory's over. There are a whole lot of folks that say, Pastor, I was with you all along. Pastor, I was praying for you. No, that's not good enough for me. I need to see you show up for the showdown. Nobody wants folk like cockroaches. When the heat is on, you turn the light on, they run and scatter. But then the light back on, everybody want to come back and join the team. But I heard he may get indicted, so I ain't going to hang out with him. No. For better, for worse, in sickness and in health. Oh, that's being married. Listen to me carefully this morning. You got to hear what God told them to do and what they did. See, if you're going to lead people, number one, you got to hear the voice of God. If you hear the voice of God, you got to heed the voice of God. See, everybody can hear God on Sunday, hear a good message, and tell you, trouble in your way, we won't last always, stop giving up, stop throwing in the towel, stop being a crybaby, and you're shouting here, as soon as you hit that door, you go back to crying. See, you're hearing the word, but you got to heed the message. What am I saying? You can be a Bible scholar, but if you don't apply the word, you just wasted your time. See, the devil is waiting on you when you leave here today. Oh, y'all done heard a tough message. So you going to beat you ain't scared of no, your foes. Well, I'm going to give you 7 scriptures to give them, and I'm going to leave you alone. Let me just tell you how this ends. God, in chapter 14, read it when you go home, had gotten tired of these folks. Yes. Always whining, always complaining. And God told Moses, I'm sick of them. That's right. I will kill every last one of them right here in this desert. And Moses, of course, went to God and pleaded with him. But God still killed the old ones. He says, 20 and up, they're going to drop dead right here. See, I don't need naysayers going in with me. That's right. We don't need negative folks going over with us. We need folk that believe in the vision, the dreams, and the ministry of Redeemed Community Church to go with us to House Ferry Road. I don't need negative folk. I don't need naysayers. I don't need backbiters. I don't need liars. I don't need gossipers. Now, you're a good candidate for baptism. But anytime you got folk that follow you, and when the storm gets rough and they say, I knew it wasn't going to work. And soon they come out and they say, you did good, Pastor. But what were you saying in the dark? See, you have to believe if God gives you something, it'll come to pass. We thought it'd be easy leaving here. We've been gone since October the 1st. It's the end of December. We're still here. But let me tell you something. We're yet holding on. We're still yet trusting. We're still believing that God gave us the promise and God will bring it to pass. Now watch. Let me tell you what God did to him. This is why it's so important that if you believe God, that you not doubt God. God said, because of their unbelief, for every day that they search the land, I'll add a year to them in the wilderness. So how long did they stay in the wilderness as a result? 40 years. What a sentence from God. What was his point of doing that? He wanted to get rid of all the old folks, all the negative folks, all the naysayers, so that they wouldn't go in the land. That's right. Be very careful. As you get older, you ought to exhibit more faith than anybody. You have enough experience with God to be able to tell somebody, child, I've been there, done that. God will see you through. But if you get 60 and 70 and you still doubting God and still negative, there's something wrong, you need to check yourself. The older I get, the more I can testify about the goodness of God. That God will bring me through any storm. He's done it too many times in my life. God has brought me through things when minutes. So what 7 scriptures do you give folks? Number 1, John 4:4. One we first gave you. Go to bed and tell them that I got somebody in me greater than you. When you're in school, on your job, at home, a believer has to meditate on this one. That great is he that is in me. Because struggles will come your way. But I got to hold on that he's greater than this. He's bigger than this. He'll see me through this. Right. Number 2. Let me see if all of you know this one. Philippians 4:13. Come on, say it loudly. I can do all things. Who what? Strengthening me. So my strength comes from Christ. I can do it because God said I can do it. I don't care what the odds look like. I'm holding on to Philippians 4:13. Well, I love to go in Psalms. Psalms 28 and verse number 7. Listen to the word this morning. This is your third verse you ought to take with you. Psalms 28 and verse number 7. It says, the Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusted in him, and I am helped. Therefore my heart greatly rejoices, and with my song will I praise him. First part of that verse. He's my strength and my shield. You ought to take that with you. If the Lord is your strength and your shield, then why are you so afraid? Why did they fall like this? Because they heard the report from the so-called leaders. You had the evidence in one hand, Deacon Tucker, the fruit thereof, but then you had the mouths going at the same time. We're well able to possess the land. Here's the evidence. But the almost are big. The walls are there. Here's the evidence. The wall, the giant, here's the evidence. Psalm 46 and 1. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. You make some good gumbo with this this week. Take these 4 together, and these 7 scriptures we're going to give you today, and watch the gumbo. Watch how good it's going to taste. As you go into 2014, you take this with you, because the enemy is coming. And the thieves come back for one reason: steal, kill, and destroy. In that same verse, God said, Jesus said, but I'll come that you may have life, and have life more abundantly. What part of that verse do you hold on to? The thief doing, or what Jesus is doing? Yes. I ain't thinking about the thief. I got too much faith in the one that made me. Psalms 23 and 4. Most of y'all call it the 23rd number Psalm. But listen to this. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear, for thou art, thy rod, they what? You got everything you need to take on any challenge that comes your way. But we got to feast on this word of God and take God at his word. If we say, yea, though I walk, the key word there is walk. You're just going through. You just keep right on pressing. I'm walking through the valley of the shadow of death. I feel no evil because the Lord is with me. They line up, I'm still walking. They backbite, I'm still walking. They gossip, I'm still walking. You got to keep on pressing your way. Do it all. I don't care what comes my way. I don't care what storm come my way. I'm pressing my way. I'm going to go on anyhow if I got to go by myself. But you got to get to that point in your own walk that you truly embrace the fact that God has your back. You got 10 leaders that came back and caused the people to drop dead in the wilderness. So we got to be prayerful about who we put up as leaders. Deuteronomy 20:1. Let's see, what does it say as we come to a close today. Deuteronomy 20:1. Listen here. When thou goest out to battle against thine enemies, and seest horses and chariots, and a people more than thou, get that now, and people that more than you, God says what? Be not afraid of them. And growing up as a little boy, I was always skinny. But I wasn't scared of too many people. Some fights I should have started because I couldn't finish them. So I had to call on my brother to come help me out. I remember trying to fight two big old boys in the bottom by myself. My father didn't help me then. But I was about 100 pounds, he was about 92 pounds. And I remember cutting a big old clip, and whatever my name was, I ain't scared of y'all. Then I know he biting family, but in the ear, blood coming out. But I had a brother they didn't know about. His name was Leroy Brown. Bad off. I said, come on, let's go get him. But you as a man, every now and then, got to get in a fight that you may not win. But when they get through this, I'm just like, hold on, fight though. He ain't scared. He ain't backing down. He ain't going to win every fight. But I guarantee you, they ain't going to snap you anymore. I kick, I'll cut you. They say, no, that's a fool right there. So you can't be dating my daughters and you scary. If you the husband and somebody come change the family, don't put me on out front. Go get him, free. Boy, you better not do that. Watch this. He says, be not afraid of them. For the Lord thy God is what? With thee. And listen, he told them, this is the same God which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. God had been working with these folks, had been ministering to them. He had given them example, and 10 times they doubted him. And that's enough for anybody to say, I'm sick of this. I'm out of here. You know, we play baseball, strike 3 out. God said, for the 10 times they have doubted me. And I've given them enough evidence to let them, just the Red Sea, I would have hurt my mouth after the Red Sea. That was enough for me. You said all the Pharaoh's army got drowned in the Red Sea, the chariot and the horsemen all died. You should have said, that's a bad whoever he is that got us covered. Watch the last verse. We're going back to Psalms. One more time. The 16th chapter. And verse number 8. The psalmist says, I have set the Lord always before me. Because he is at my what? I shall not what? Be moved. Shall not be moved. Even in that first verse, he said, preserve me, O God, for in thee do I put my trust. My brothers and sisters, you may have facts that say you can't do this. Many of us, I'm the first child of my mama to graduate from college. I wasn't intimidated by college. Some of you all sitting out here right now, first generation college graduates. We got future doctors sitting in here right now. One of my members sitting right there will be a doctor. There are so many people there that will talk you out of your dream. What God has given you. Because they say it's too hard. And you can't do this. But I believe that if God said you can do these things and God is with you, you're well able to possess the land. You're well able to reach your vision, your dreams, your aspirations, your goals in life. I will not drop dead because of my failure to hold on to my faith. I don't care how hard it gets. The harder it gets, the more I'm going to trust him. I don't care what the enemy comes up against me. The more the enemy comes, the stronger my prayer life. I ain't got time to be no crybaby. I've been through too much now to turn around. Roadblocks gonna come your way in 2014. But I want to ask you this morning, will you hold on to God's them changing hands. Folks gonna set traps for you in 2014. Don't let them stop you. Don't block your blessing because man want to see you stop in the middle of the track. Let me promise you something there. Haters are born every day. There'll be haters out there trying to stop you. Don't want to see you do well. They'll speak negative energy into your life. But I promise you, if you hold on to God, unchanging, hey, all the promises that God has made you, don't let anybody stop you from trusting in God. We're leaving this place today. It's our last time here. We're going over to the other side. We're going, knowing that God told us that if you put your hand on the plow and look back, you ain't fit for the kingdom. Oh, yeah, that's separated. I didn't nobody stop me on this journey. I expect trouble. As a matter of fact, if trouble knocking on your door, you ought to tell I've been waiting on you. I knew you were coming. Heartache gonna knock on your door. You ought to tell heartache I've been waiting on you. What took you so long? He may send some sickness your way. You ought to say, hello, sickness. I've been waiting on you. Just might send some unemployment your way. Unemployment. I've been waiting on you. You just might get a layoff notice. But you know what? I still believe the God that we serve will see us through. But you gotta hold on. You gotta fight the good fight. You gotta keep your faith. You gotta finish the course.
God bless you. I trust you enjoyed that message today. My brothers and sisters, so many naysayers and negative people come at you with negative reports, and their message is very simple. They want to take you off the path that God has placed you on, the promises that God has given you. I challenge you to stand firm and know that their facts don't faze you because God has you in the palm of his hands, and great is he that is in you than he that is in the world. God bless you. Until next time, you be blessed, and remember, facts don't faze you.